Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. And if you're new here, I hope you like what you see. Starting off with prepping a couple of nails for this wonderful and quite beautiful press-on nail set that I created for myself. They turned out really pretty. From here, I just buffed the nails with a buffer to buff off the shine so that the gel colors will actually adhere better. If you do not buff the nail plate, it will inevitably make the gel polish come slipping right off of the nail. Sorry if you hear a little whining. It's my baby boy in the background. He's trying to take a nap. So here we are, starting off with the nails. I finally buffed them all. I've wiped them clean with a alcohol wipe. And I usually use a lint-free wipe with 90% alcohol. It's 90 or 99, one of them. And I love how clean they come out. This color that I am using is from iGel Beauty, and it is called Irresistible, number 51. It is a very pretty pinky red. I'm not one usually to wear red. I feel like they age my hands. And when I say that, I mean they make my hands look like they belong on an older person. So I've never really been one to wear red. I make the joke all the time that it's fine because when I get to around the age of like 60, they'll finally fit. I can wear red. However, I'm pushing past my own insecurity with the way in which my hands look with the red color. And I am going to embrace just wearing what I want to wear. This next color is, I believe it's called Madalassi, and it is also from iGel Beauty. It's number 56. It's a very pretty pinky color, and I feel like this set really is beautiful. I feel like it's a transition set between summer and fall, which is the whole reason why I wanted to grab these. Here in Michigan, it is still in the 70s this week, and gonna be a lot sunnier than I anticipated. So I still have a feeling for a little bit of summer, but I am itching for fall. So anyway, you can see here I got caught with a little lint. The lint-free wipes that I have been purchasing, unfortunately, it was just a bad buy the last few times, and it's OPI's Expert Touch. They're supposed to be lint-free, but they tend to snag and lint gets caught anyhow. So I'm gonna be changing over to a different brand. So I'm sorry I went out of the camera shot, but as you can see, I grabbed one of those lint-free wipes and I had to wipe it clean. This is just what happens in the process. You know, sometimes it's not smooth sailing where you can just do start to finish, no problems. 9 times out of 10, that's not gonna happen. And as you can see, I'm still fighting with it. I finally got it off, I'm pretty sure. I have just been trying to make sure that it is even, and that's why you may see me going over and over and over again with that color, just trying to make sure that it is even and balanced on the nail so we don't get pooling. But I also want to make sure that the coverage is good even with the first coat. So I just cured that in my LED UV light by iGel Beauty for 60 seconds. I do every layer for 60 seconds. I just like a very secure cure. I never want to have it where it is uncured spots in a nail. So the way that I try to keep that from happening is I cure for 60 seconds in between each layer. I'm also not one to not go back and just wipe everything clean and try again. I am in so many ways a perfectionist, especially when it comes to doing nails. I do not like to do halfway or part of the way or majority. If I'm gonna do something, I'm giving my all. So as you can see here, I am wiping clean because that did not come clean from the lint that was trapped. So had to get all up and close and personal with it. And here I am going in with that second coat. Both of these colors are very pigmented, so I only needed 2 coats of each before applying my art, which I'm kind of glad because the type of art that I chose to do does require for me to use blooming gel, and that's like having another layer of coverage, if you will, as well. So I'm just gonna let you follow, and I'll come back when I'm creating the art. And now you're seeing me apply a thin layer of blooming gel. And this is from LB, and this is their Blooming Effect Gel. I've been using this probably for the last couple of years. And I actually really love the effect of this blooming gel. Once you apply it, the trick with blooming gel is you just need to give it time to cook, if you will, as the kids say these days. Let it cook, and it turns out beautiful. Now, depending on the effect that you want, you can let it sit longer, shorter, but I wanted to also say that it doesn't always matter. I'm going to say it doesn't matter at all, actually. If products work for you, then they work for you. It doesn't matter the label. It doesn't matter who actually is the company. So, don't feel like if you're just starting out that you have to pick a brand that is huge already. no offense, and again, I'm not affiliated with anything or anyone. I am not a fan of OPI's gel polishes. I'm just not. I never have been. They're very thin, and I'm just not a fan of their gel polishes. I still love their lacquers. Their lacquers are beautiful and they are long lasting. But the 7 or 8 OPI colors that I have in gel, yeah, no, I'm not about it at all, unfortunately. And you probably will only ever see me use them once in the future. Who knows? I do feel like that's it though. So as you can see, I let the bloom happen and then I cured it. And now I am going in with the second hand to do the same thing. Like I was saying, when it comes to product, do not feel obligated to go with a huge name if you, first of all, cannot afford it. And second, if you are not sure that you're going to like the product. I simply use a lot of different product names. I love Not Polish. I love D&D. I love iGel Beauty. I love LB. I have some Reveal. I have Beetles. I have all sorts. Gelish. I've got some Kiara Sky. I've got all types of products, from top brands to not so well known brands. Choose what you want to choose to start off with, and you can always upgrade later. Don't feel obligated to start at the top. So here I am applying a top coat to everything. At this point, I was not sure what I was going to do with the other 2 nails. I felt like it was a little too plain, so I wasn't really sure. So as I was applying the top coat, I was coming up with a master plan for those last 2 nails, and you're going to watch me figure it out. When you're applying your blooming gel, you do want to apply that thin layer. You do not want to cure it until after you've applied your color to it. And as you saw, I used a dotting tool to apply my color, and I only tapped the color into that thin layer. You don't want to tap it densely into the polish, and then you cure it once you're happy with the way the effect has happened. And now you're watching me go in with my line work, and as you can see, I already top coated them first because I am looking for a texture with these lines. So after I'm done drawing them, you will see me apply a generous amount to make sure that they are very well covered with acrylic. Now, depending on the kind of look you're going for, you could use a red acrylic, something similar to what I have for the color that I've chosen. But for me, I've chosen a clear coat of acrylic so that they really stand out off of the shiny top coat. You definitely want to make sure that those lines are completely covered. I wish I had gotten a little closer in on what it looks like when you apply the acrylic. But you'll want to see where it's kind of matted, if you will. It looks, as you can see right here, actually perfect. It looks like it's completely covered, where it's not shiny anymore. If it's still shiny, you might want to continue to apply acrylic. And again, you want to be careful not to touch the lines with whatever tool you're using to apply that acrylic dusting, if you will. And now I'm going in with the second hand and doing the same thing. finishing up the set, and I'm going to cure these two nails in the LED UV light for another 60 seconds. And these will be set. I will dust them clean and they will be ready for wear. This is the finished product. I think they turned out beautiful. Again, since I'm not very keen on wearing red, I was really excited about how these turned out. And now here I am going in and I'm showing you how I prep my nails to wear my press-ons. Here I was trying to prep my nails for glue. However, I decided to use the sticky tabs. One of those reasons is because I have a 4-month-old. My son, my pride and joy, he is amazing. And I also plan to record regularly. And so it's not going to be very conducive for me to have glued nails on at this time. So you'll be able to see in depth in a moment how I apply the sticky tabs to ensure that they do last more than a few hours. Obviously, if I'm going to be submerging my hands in water, they're not going to last. But I will be providing them in my press-on nail kits when individuals purchase them, just as another option. So it's very key to push back your cuticles and remove any dry skin from the nail plate. This will ensure that your press-ons will last longer than a few days. Again, you should not be submerging your hands in water directly after, especially if you are using glue. So just keep that in mind. Also, you do want to lightly buff on the nail plate. I feel like it's very important that you understand that by buffing excessively on your nail plate will damage your nail plate, in my opinion. Some others may say it doesn't matter. I believe it does. I have seen from my own experience that by over buffing, you actually can weaken your nail plate. Think of it this way. If you are buffing the nail plate, you are actually scraping off the nail plate. That's where the dust comes from. So to ensure that you're not weakening your nail beds, I just say a light buff, enough where you know that there's no more shine to your nail plate. As you can see, I am buffing the nail bed and I am really focusing more so on removing the dry skin surrounding the nail bed, that cuticle area. Any lifted skin, any lifted dry skin, dead skin, I am trying to buff away. Although it may look like I am excessively buffing my nail bed, I'm really trying to focus more on the removal of those surrounding cuticles. I have tried to record in the past me doing my opposite hand, and I have always found it to be very funny to see how it looks. However, I think I did pretty well, really trying to get my non-dominant hand together. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. I am not ambidextrous at all. My mother is, but I am not. I do pretty well though, but I am by no means ambidextrous. My mother actually is more left-hand dominant. However, she is right-handed when she writes. But everything else is with the left hand. I think that is hilarious. Watching her cook is very interesting. Everything that has handles is all on the left side instead of it being on the right side. I think it's quite entertaining and so cute. So here I just took a lint-free wipe and some alcohol. You definitely want anything that is over 70% alcohol. I tend to use 99%. It's just what I grab from the nail supply. It really does help though to remove any of that dust and shine from your nails. And I had every intention of using the glue. However, I changed my mind, as you already know, and I'm glad I did. Now you're going to be seeing me take these sticky tabs one by one and applying them to my nail bed. And I loved how this worked. They're very cushiony, if that's a word. I'm pretty sure it's not. I like to make up my own words at times. It's cushiony, has more cushion. And so because I use Apres sculpted nails for myself personally, I really like the fact that I felt the cushion in between. I do wish that the nail tabs were more full nail coverage of my natural nail. However, again, I am not really concerned as I am only going to be wearing these for maybe a day like this. I may change my mind and actually apply glue in a day. However, this turned out to be a very effective method. I loved how they felt going on. I did apply pressure to the sticky tab with the nails on top, just so that it can actually really adhere to the back side of the nail. So when I was applying it with the plastic cover on it, you can see that I'm trying to make sure that there are no air bubbles in it to make sure that the entire sticky tab is adhered to my nail. I'm applying the nail tip at an angle on purpose, as I want that nail tip, even with the sticky tab, even though it's not glue, I really want that to adhere from the base to the tip of that sticky tab. I think applying that pressure really helped. They're not overly secure. Again, this method of using sticky tabs is only if you're going to wear them for a few hours to overnight, maybe the next day. They are great and they do feel secured. However, if you don't want them to pop off, you're definitely going to want to use glue. And so I am just applying enough pressure. Again, I can feel that cushion. So it is a thick tab, but I want to be able to feel it without feeling like if I apply too much pressure on the tips, they're just going to pop right off. And they aren't, which I found to be awesome. If you're like me, and when I see dry skin or cuticle or hangnail, I've got to get it, especially when I am trying to look my best. So you see me go in and just cut up a little cuticle out of that little space there. And here we are with the finished product. I think they look so good. Tell me in the comments below, but I think they look almost like acrylic nails. And as you can see me testing out, I just wanted to see if those tabs really were secure. I enjoyed this set. I appreciate you being here and watching thoroughly through this video. I hope that you come back again. I have enjoyed you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.